For a long time, I thought change would come from understanding what happened to me. But understanding wasn't the problem. I already knew the story. The harder part was recognizing the role I continued to play in it. This week, I want to talk about accountability, or maybe a better way to put it is ownership. Because I think a lot of us spend years trying to understand why we are the way we are. The experiences, the people, the circumstances, the things that shaped us. And while understanding those things is important, I've come to realize that understanding alone doesn't create change. At some point, we have to ask ourselves a different question. And this question is, what role am I continuing to play in my own story? Because I think it's easy to focus on what happened to us. The people who hurt us, the opportunities we didn't get, the circumstances we didn't choose. And while all of those things may be true, eventually we have to look inward, not to blame ourselves, not to shame ourselves, but to understand where we are and how we got here. And I've come to realize that growth often comes with uncomfortable honesty. Being able to sit with yourself and say, maybe I handled that wrong. Maybe I ignored something I shouldn't have. Maybe I've been repeating the same patterns. Or maybe I've been waiting for change without changing anything myself. And those conversations are not easy, but they're necessary. Because if we can't recognize our role, we can't change it. And the truth is, this applies to every area of life. Relationships, friendships, careers, health, goals, everyday decisions is leading us somewhere. And sometimes we wake up and realize we're not where we want to be. But I think one of the most empowering realizations we can have is understanding that just because we've repeated a pattern doesn't mean we're stuck in it. Just because we've gone down one path doesn't mean we can't choose another. Because growth isn't pretending we got everything right. Growth is recognizing what isn't working and having the courage to do something different. To me, it's one of the most hopeful things we can do. Because the moment you recognize the role you've played is the moment you realize you have the power to change it. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to keep repeating the same cycles. You don't have to let your past make every decision for your future. You can learn, you can grow, you can choose differently. And I think that's one of the most powerful things any of us can do. So I'd love to hear from you. What's a lesson you've learned from taking ownership of your life? Leave it in the comments below. For me, one of the biggest lessons has been realizing that growth begins the moment we stop focusing on what we can't control and start focusing on what we can. And if this message resonated with you, please like, comment, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Sometimes the most important conversations we have are the ones we have with ourselves. I'm proud of you for being here. I see you, and if you're working on becoming a better version of yourself, keep going. One choice, one lesson, one day at a time. Just know you're loved here. I'll see you in the next video.